Hi there. We start our third webinar, and this webinar is devoted to new generation of GeoMosaic. And as you remember, after release PHOTOMOD version 5, it inherited a couple of things from 4.4 version, and GeoMosaic and Mosaic are from those things. And now let's look at the process of creating a seamless mosaic from a bunch of georeferenced images in GeoMosaic 5.2. I hope everything is okay with sound. Please write me something about it. And look at the screen. Here you can see the main window of GeoMosaic. And let's start. There is the first a lot of first message about sound. Thank you very much. And let's look at the screen. Now let's add a new. We can open existing project, or we can create a new project like now. And let's add images into this project. Use the menu command images, and we can add images from files or from resources. It's the same situation as in PHOTOMOD, and if the folder with source images set to PHOTOMOD resource system, we can add from resources. But now let's work with files. Use the first option. And now I have a folder with georeferenced files. There is TFW georeferenced file for each of them, and Control A to select all of them, and press button open to add images into GeoMosaic project. Okay, and let's create a preview. Now we are working with images. It is an aerial survey, and all of them was projected on constant elevation without using them, and all of them have a black background. And now I would like to make this background transparent. In order to do this, use menu command images, transparent color black. Now we can see the result without background, but you can see some black lines on the preview. It depends on zoom, and if we work one by one zoom, there is no any black lines. And let's look at our mosaic now. We can see some gaps in between contours, but and the reason there may be two reasons of these gaps. The first one, it depends on accuracy of georeference of these images, or it may be influence of relief, because these images have been rectified without them, as I have already said, and so we have some gaps along the cut lines. And note that now we work with a full resolution preview, and we can see on this preview we can see all effects after all our actions immediately on this preview. And now let's create cut lines for this project. Use the menu command cut lines, build. There are two methods, fast, and let's use it. Okay. It may used as a rough approximation for manual creation cut lines, and it's really fast. And now we can pass to editing of this cut lines manually. But there is another method. It's automatic creation of cut lines, and the same command build. And choose detailed method in this window. There are some settings. The first one is thin out precision, and this value is rough proportional to distance between neighbor vertices of cut lines, and we can figure out this value experimentally. And next two options about background. Now we have a project with images with black background, and now black background color is transparent. And during cut line creation, we need to cut background, and this part of option we use if we work with JPEG compression, and sometimes pixels of background have different meaning and different values. So here we can set the range of background values. And unique background color, this option can help us to make this process faster, and if you are sure there is no pixels with the same values as background color in meaningful part of image, we can use this option. And the last option in this window, small images overlap, and it's recommended to use it if you work with overlapping less than 100 pixels. Of course, there is some parameters, some settings for I don't know how to explain. It's a bit difficult, and if you want, you can look at these parameters. But it's enough to use. Usually, it's enough to use these parameters. And let's press OK in this window. And no, thank you. And it takes time a bit. We need to wait, and let's consider, for example, this window. It's main PHOTOMOD GeoMosaic window, and it looks similar to the main PHOTOMOD window. Here it's a preview window, and there is editor, layer editor, and you can see the layers. Each GeoMosaic project consists of edit images and these layers: type points, sheets, cut lines, and the special layer for needed information. For example, errors, residuals, vectors. And again, please notice that all of these images have been projected to on constant elevation without using them. So we have some gaps along the cut lines. And it's not orthophoto map because to create it we need to use them for rectification. Now the process is finished. Let's look at the result one by one. It's too big. And here we can see that there is some gaps along the cut lines, and another part algorithm tries go along the road, but sometimes it intersects buildings, but it depends the geometry of source images. The algorithm don't intersect buildings. And here the same. We can see gaps on this part. It's a big hill. So to fix these gaps in this situation, when we can't use them, we can add tie points. It is another kind of tie points. It's not the same as triangulation tie points. This point are added along the cut lines, and they stitch together corresponding objects on neighbor images. And please notice that the geometry of these images after using of tie points and GeoMosaic was distorted in neighborhood of each tie point. So let's add tie points automatically, and we can add these tie points manually with correlation and without correlation. And now let's use automatic algorithm. Tie points, add tie points automatically. And there is some settings for correlator, and the parameters are the same in main photo mode. And here we need to figure out for particular block search area parameter. It's 20 meter. We can measure this value on preview with standard tool. You can see this special button on the main toolbar of this window. And here we can set minimal correlation, and for this block it's okay to use 85 correlation coefficient. And next option to setting it is distance between points, and this value depends on territory and on the average size of object on images, on the source images. And just press OK in my case. And please notice again that all these images will be distorted. So we can use type points in GeoMosaic just for making this picture, to making mosaic. It's not orthophoto map. Okay. And now we can see green points along the cut lines. Let's look at the result. And for example, now we see the gaps, and now let's use type points to create mosaic and to create preview. So open the parameters window, and in the first step, just tick use type points option and press OK button. Now it looks better. Here there is no gaps, and for this road the same. And so let's look at another part of the city. There is the big hill. This place. Let's look at the preview without using type points. Okay. And with type points. Yeah, it looks better, I'm sure. And let's go back to this part, because in this part I think it's better to edit, for example, these cut lines, and it is possible, and we can use all tools, and they are similar to PHOTOMOD tools for editing vector layer. So just activate the needed layer. It is cut lines now, and we can change the point position with Control, the same button, and using Vectors toolbar we can switch on point editing mode, and with and hold on Shift key, we can select needed point and, for example, delete them. It's easier to create new vertices than edit existing. And with Control, I just change the place of this point and delete this one. Just click to select needed vertex and press delete key on the keyboard. Now let's rebuild preview to see the result. Yes, it is another part, and we can see the type points along the old cut lines. And let's consider, for example, this place and try to edit this, fix these gaps with manual editing. Type points, choose the place and try to add type points with correlation. Bad point, it means that the correlation coefficient is too small, and let's add the type points in this place manually without correlation, and we can see this place. We need to place a marker to needed position and click this button, remeasure current point, and close this mode. to see the result. We add this point here, and let's rebuild preview. Now it looks okay, and we can delete some type points manually. The same, just activate needed layer type points, select them, and press delete. Let's consider this place. But here all roads are okay, it seems, yes. And now our mosaic is ready to is ready, and let's adjust brightness without look at the result without cut lines. And we can switch on local adjustment with the button on the main toolbar. Without type points, it's better. It looks okay, good mosaic, I think. And there is some seam, but we can fix it by editing cut lines. Let's try, activate it, and with Control key a bit change this place. Rebuild preview, and without cut lines. It's okay, and the same. We can do the same with all problem places. There is a river, and we can see cut lines here. Let's do the same, just change the place of cut line. For example, this small part. Just click, just place marker near in the neighborhood of these type points, and with Control change this place. Delete. A bit closer. And let's look at the result. Without cut lines. There is a small gap for this road. Now let's try to add type points with correlation. Bad point, okay. What about this one? Okay, let's set again. Oh, now it works. Type point, where are you? Yes, it's a new point. So I think our mosaic looks okay, and we can pass to creation files, and let's split this block into sheets. And GeoMosaic allows us to create custom sheet frames with a given name, and at first we need to choose the work coordinate system for this block, because by default we work in Cartesian right coordinate system, and let's use the menu command service working coordinate system. You can see Cartesian right now, and select from. We can choose coordinate system from database, but there is some latest coordinate system which I used, so I use this one. Press OK. And next step, now we will generate custom sheet frames. So we need to activate this layer sheets and use the menu command service. Oh no, not service. Edit custom sheet frames. It is very sophisticated tool to split our block to sheets. There is old tools for splitting. They are the same. They are similar to old tools in Mosaic and old GeoMosaic. But this method allows us to name our sheets, to give custom name to all sheets. And the first step here, we have to choose coordinate system in which this grid, these frames are regular. And the destination coordinate system, in our case, it is the working coordinate system, because we would like to look at the result in our project. So here we can see the limits of our territory, and there is some parameters. The first, it is attribute with sheet name, and there is size of sheets. And in this part of window, we can the first two parameters, they point to the system where is origin of grid for splitting, and these two parameters give the origin for numeration. Its origin sheet number, yes, it's name of this option, origin sheet number, and in this part we can enter the template for naming. Let's use, for example, something like, I don't know, maybe something like that, RGB, and to position with a number of kilometer. Let's delete this part. And if you need to split each of these sheets into small parts, we can use this part of the window. But now let's use just first part. And now it looks okay to press OK button. I will try. Okay. Yes, it works. We can see all sheets with sheet name. And now I like it, to be honest. And now just switch off cut lines and type points. We can here we can select some sheet for building of ortho map. at first we have to switch point editing mode off, and with Shift key we can select some sheets and use the menu Command Sheets, activate selected sheets. Now they are green. It means that we will create them after using this button. And let's try to create, for example, one of them. And let's look at parameters of sheets, and name for each files we have an attribute, and I think and for selected image we have attribute equal 1 to create this sheet. Okay. Sheets, deactivate. Let's create this sheet. Activate selected. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay, again, just cut sheet. Yeah, let's try to create this sheet. There is some parameters to this process, and to open window with parameters, use Mosaic menu parameters or corresponding button in main toolbar. And oh wow, no, please delete this part. No, in our case it's 0.2 for cell size of final mosaic, and there are a lot of settings, and I think all of them speaks for themselves. If it's necessary, we can change the coordinate system of final mosaic. On the brightness adjustment tab, we can find two methods for adjustment. It's global adjustment and local adjustment. And now in our case we use only local adjustment. It was switched on with corresponding button in main toolbar. And please notice that now in new GeoMosaic 5.2 there are different settings for cell size, for brightness adjustment, for smoothing, and as old users, I mean users of Mosaic 4.4 can remember that in old version we use the same parameters. It is called interpolation cell size, and it was the same for geometry correction, for brightness adjustment, for smoothing, but now we can set these parameters separately. And not use for brightness adjustment, for example, if we have clouds and their shadows, we can just create vector layer with polygons, and don't use this area of images for brightness adjustment. Well, it's very useful, I think. Just switch on this option. And next step, it's output, and here we can set some parameters for final raster. For example, MSTIF to create TIFF with pyramid to show this raster faster, and for example, GeoTIFF. If you work with files more than 4 gigs in a DAS format, we can use corresponding option. If it's necessary, switch on compression. And there are some settings for preview and miscellaneous settings. I think it's enough. Okay. Now we can see the result of brightness adjustment with smoothing along the cut lines. And now let's create this sheet. Oh no, let's save this project before. There are a lot of different projects. 2, for example. Save. And let's create this one. The place for D. Where is it? I don't know. I can't choose something. Save, and you can see that the file name is the same as sheet name. And now we just have just okay. Let's look at the result, and after that we continue with next topic of our webinar. Okay. Now we can see the cut lines and type points here. Just okay. This way we can generate custom sheet frames for splitting Mosaic into sheets with a given name. But there is all tools, as I have already said, and we can find them here. It's splitting into sheets by images and sequential splitting. And so GeoMosaic may be used for creation orthophoto map. For example, if you have georeferenced images which have been transformed or rectified with them, we can add all of them into PHOTOMOD GeoMosaic and create the final orthophoto map with cut lines, automatic cut lines creation with brightness adjustment here in GeoMosaic. And now let's look at this project. Oh no, let's create a new one. Yes, save. And let's create a new one. Add images from files. Now we don't have any images here. Images, add images from files, and use another folder here with them. As I have already said that these images have been auto-rectified with them. Ctrl A to select all of them and open. Okay, just create preview. The same situation with background, images, transparent color black. And so let's look at the preview closer. There is no I hope there is no any gaps. Yes, so all wrote. Yeah, because we used them for auto rectification, we don't have any gaps here. And let's look at the hill in this city. Where is it? Yes, it's here. I see now. It looks okay without type points, because geometry of these images and transformation takes into account the relief influence here. So it's auto-photo map, and now we can perform the same. We can create automatic cut lines and perform brightness adjustment, and now we work with orthophoto map mosaic. We can perform rectification of source images in old PHOTOMOD Mosaic, and after that use GeoMosaic to creation of final orthophoto map. There is some recommendation for using PHOTOMOD Mosaic, and let's consider this recommendation in PHOTOMOD Mosaic. I start main PHOTOMOD. New Zealand project, open. It is an aerial survey project. Let's check the state of project. Everything is okay. Green ticks here, and start Mosaic model. Preview. All images are here, and let's look at the parameters for auto rectification, and here we choose them from PHOTOMOD resources. Yes, it's 2 meter cell size. And the next tab, it's auto image. Here I enter the final cell size, for example 0.2, create MSTIF, the same settings for background color or for the sampling method. I choose here another georeference file. If it's necessary, I may change coordinate system. We don't need to perform adjustment here in Mosaic, because it is a task for GeoMosaic after we create automatic cut lines. So, and the last step here, it is splitting by images. And now we are ready to start rectification of these images with them, and after that create the final orthophoto map with PHOTOMOD GeoMosaic. And this hybrid technology, it is temporary technology, and we are sure that we return to old workflow when we use the same model for rectification and creation of final mosaic a bit later, and this process will be finished soon. So I think we're finished with the main topic of our webinar for today. And if you have questions, please write me and I will answer. And there is the first question. It is from, oh, excuse me, where is it? This question from Slovakia, Miloslav. Okay, I can tell you about adjustment, and let's look at the parameters window and brightness adjustment tab. There is global adjustment, and in this case we adjust all brightness parameters by average brightness with corresponding option, or by average brightness for particular image from the project, or by particular image outside the project. We can choose it here. And another method for brightness adjustment, it is local adjustment. And in this project we don't have cut lines, and let's open previous now without saving. Let's previous our project and create preview. And here we can see cut lines and parameters, brightness adjustment, and for local adjustment we collect information along the cut lines to stitch brightness parameters along the cut lines, because the most differences between neighbor images we can see here. So there is some parameters. It is fragment size and number of fragments. It is the main parameter here, and these small fragments are collected along the cut lines, and we can see them in this layer. Where is it? It's miscellaneous. Local adjustment, and here there are a lot of green rectangles along the cut lines and red rectangles along the border. In these fragments we collect information for brightness for local brightness adjustment. And after we change some cut lines, it is obviously that brightness adjustment is changed the same. And for example, if we have some brightness spots, for example on the river, we can just edit cut lines and see the result here after rebuilding Mosaic preview. The next question. Another question from Alok. Okay, we will think about your wish to allow to speak all attendants. Maybe it's a nice idea. We will try. There is another question about brightness adjustment, and when we edited cut lines, now we need to press this button because sometimes we work as a really huge project, and it takes too much time to rebuild preview after each changing here in preview. So now it's necessary to press this button. And another question about from Alberto, and excuse me, could you explain your question? I don't understand a bit, and along it is a question about type points, and if I understood correctly, what is how can we see a deviation of type points to each other, to neighbor points, and here we can see residuals for all of them. Oh, excuse me, type points, it's here. And we can see the vectors in residue in miscellaneous layer. So if we see the big residual vectors here, we can just delete selected point here and add something, some point in another place with correlator, for example. Alberto, please inform me about your question. Yes, there is. Oh, thank you very much, Alberto. Yes, it is a cosmetic effect when we add type points along the cut lines in our project. Without them, I mean our first project, we just make this image, I don't know, needed word, just it's not true geometry of source images. We change this geometry to fix some gaps along the cut lines to make the picture, to make the mosaic quality. Another question from Miloslav about brightness adjustment, and the color balance of result is poor, and he means the color. Excuse me, Miloslav, I don't understand this word. And is it possible to have the same green color on all areas? I think you mean this fragment for local adjustment, and I can local adjustment switch on again, and you mean this? Do you mean this red rectangles along the border, or what? They are green when there is enough information from both images which have the same border, and sometimes we have some rectangles, red rectangles along the cut lines in the middle of mosaic. For example, if we have some hole between images, in this case we have to change cut lines to make these fragments green, to have to give enough information in this part for local adjustment. In this case they are red because it is a border. And the next question from Greece, from Yanis, and he asked us about true order, but now we don't have true order algorithm in Mosaic, so we can't create true order with no, including with them, including buildings. So not now. Okay, and I think it's time to finish our webinar. Thank you very much for attention, and please write us your comments, your wishes about and the idea about topic of next webinars, and thank you very much. Excuse me, another question, will there be more webinars? I think so, and I have already think about topics for next webinar. So I think see you soon, and there is some interesting messages from Alok. My name is Sasha. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you soon, I think. Bye-bye.